Good morning. I'd like to call the Finance Committee meeting to order. Roll call, please.
Mr. Eckhoff?
Present.
Mr. Fairfield? Present. Mr. Hess? Ms. Polk?
Present.
Ms. Weber? Ms. Parker?
Present.
Mr. Seroy? Mr. Swanson? Present. Mr. Featherling? Present. Mr. Dunnell? Mr. Miller? Present. Mr. Long? Present. Mr. Hunter? Present. Mr. Wheeler? Mr. Alexander Hildebrand? Present. We have a quorum.
We have a quorum. I have received one public comment. Public comment from Miss Brenda Miles. Could you stand up to the microphone in the back, please? Oh, before we do that, I need a motion to allow Tinker Parker to remotely be a part of this meeting. Mr. Long, second by Mr. Hunter. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed?
Aye. Motion
carries. Welcome, Tinker. Miss Miles?
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm Brenda Miles, and I'm the founder of M&J Catering. I'm here because I applied for a grant to have equipment that we need instead of renting or borrowing equipment, because I've been doing this since 2008. And also, we've been catering for NAVETS, State's Attorney Jim Rowe. Pardon? Oh, National Advancement of Black Veterans. And I also do the Veterans Luncheon every year on Veterans Day. We give back to the community what we make a lot of times, but we definitely need to purchase equipment, because on Monday we catered to NICOR, and a lot of things that we actually needed we kind of like borrowed or rented. So that's why I'm here today, so I can get some help from the Kankakee County.
All right, is that it?
Yes.
Thank you. Moving on, we're going to go with the approval of minutes from the December 21st, 2022 meeting. Can I have a motion? Motion by Mr. Fairfield and Mr. Featherfield. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Aye. Motion carries. Mr. McCarty.
Your congratulations are in order.
Thank you very much. Good morning, Steve.
Good morning. Start out with the tax reports, sales tax and income tax, etc. No real change or slowdown to report yet. It hopefully never, but with everything we're hearing as far as economically, it's kind of a watch and wait. Another PPRT came in extremely high, the personal property replacement tax. The bed rental numbers have been slowly going up. Income tax still coming in higher, so nothing negative to report. So all of these have helped. It looks like we're going to have a banner year, which we'll talk about the exact numbers next month for FY22. Back in the summer when we were doing projections for the bonds, the animal control bonds, and talking to Moody's, and not knowing when or if the economic downturn could happen, I went conservative, for year end, and all the numbers have just continued to flow and increase accordingly. So better than expected, which is always a good thing, but we'll talk about more specifically the total next month. But as far as these individual things that are very important as far as trend for us, all of them continue to be positive. So I don't know if there's any specific questions on any of them. Go from there.
Can you talk into your microphone a little bit more?
Actually doesn't carry.
Any discussion from the committee? No discussion. We'll go ahead and go on to cash flow update.
All right, yeah, as far as cash flow, looks good. Again, end of June to July area would be our toughest as far as the 2-3 payroll months. So no issues, everything looks good. It actually continues to grow some from all this flow. I went conservative on this originally, so it's all positive news there as well. Any questions?
And we would receive our first distribution of taxes in July, correct?
July or August, yeah.
Okay. And we're still a positive $5.5 million.
Yeah.
So that's huge. Any discussion from the committee? Numbers look good.
So these are all things we're watching, and as well as paying down the bonds, early that we've discussed over the last few months. So all this trend is, we've been watching to make sure that we could accomplish that with the cash flow, and it appears that everything's still flowing in the plan that we've set forth. So
Very good. No discussion. We'll go ahead and go on to claims recommended and not recommended for approval. Should we do these separately?
Yeah. Yeah, it's up to how you guys want to do it. There's questions specifically, or some of them, yeah, with the notes. Some of them were mileage questions or suggestions from the auditor's office, as far as what they believe mileage should be calculated at. That was mileage. And then the new board, Wayba Productions, they had a disagreement with. The board also object to individual distribution of pictures. I guess the process of picture taking, and then also a disagreement with the chairman's signature on some of them here. So most of them are administration, and there's one treasurer related that Nick is aware of as far as credit card activity. So that's however you want to do it, if there's specific questions or.
So I have no problem with making motions on the mileage ones. If we want to go ahead and do the mileage claims, or Mr. Hunter? Hold on 1 second, 13.
Mr. Chairman.
Yep.
So what's the bottom line on this, Mr. McCarty? Is there an amendment to the request that you're saying, or what?
Well, Anita, I'll let Anita address it because it was calculated up in administration. I think they were able to review it, and I think she has the answer for you.
Good morning, Anita.
Good morning. Is this on?
Yeah.
Okay. So what he says is that he believes, the auditor's office believes that the mileage should be calculated on the lesser of the distance, either from the board member's home, Springfield, or the county board office to Springfield. So you should calculate which would be less, and that's how you should, these should have been submitted. That's the point of the mileage ones. Our policy does not state that. Our policy says the mileage shall be reimbursed, established by the IRS publication 463, and I have that. It does not designate anything about calculating a lesser from the person's home at all. It just says mileage. And in fact, in one section of the IRS, it does say, let's see, as an example, you regularly work in an office in a city where you live. Your employer sends you on a 1-week training session at a different office in the same city. You travel directly from your home to the training location and return each day. You can deduct the cost of your daily round-trip transportation between your home and the training destination, which seems to speak directly about this instance.
Anita, in your estimation, is this appropriate calculation that Peggy Sue has made?
Yes, along with the other 5 that are rejected. All of them are.
Make a motion to approve those.
Motion by Mr. Hunter, second by Mr. Long. Question, Mr. Wheeler.
Thank you, and I apologize, I don't have that open here, but there was also the question of what the rate is. I believe the office of the auditor had objected or wanted the new rate paid for mileage that was incurred when the rate was a different number, a lower number, I believe. And so I believe what we're saying here is that we reimburse it at what the rate was when the time it was incurred.
And
Is that
that's
correct?
63.5 cents, right?
Okay,
I just want to make sure that's part of the motion.
Right,
because we have to
that
pay
is.
it at the correct rate.
it is.
Okay.
So can I clarify, we're doing Peggy Sue Monday, Jessica Andrade, Rosemary Foster, and Larry Kirkstra?
Yeah, she said the five, so,
There's 4, so that's
Four.
why I wanted to make sure we were,
okay,
Just
that's
that.
my motion.
All right, so we're just voting on those 4. Any other discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Eckhoff?
Aye.
Mr. Fairfield? Ms. Polk?
Aye.
Ms. Parker?
Aye.
Mr. Swanson? Mr. Featherling? Mr. Miller? Mr. Long? Mr. Hunter?
Aye.
Mr. Wheeler? Motion carries.
all right. The next 2, if you would, the Weba Productions, was County Board Pictures, and then United Counties Council of Illinois. Both of them are related to the chairman's signature. And pictures, there's a note as far as object to individual distribution of pics. So I don't know if you want to individually or do these together.
We'll combine both of these. Motion to approve. Mr. Featherling, Mr. Swanson, any discussion? Mr. Chairman.
Would it be okay if we make that motion evergreen? The auditor objects because he doesn't have my signature on file, and they've got 7 years of my signature on file.
Interesting. First and second agree to that? Sure. To amend? Okay,
It's ridiculous.
Because otherwise we'd be bringing a lot of claims.
that's fine.
Oh,
That's fine. Noted. Any other discussion from the committee?
No.
Roll call.
Mr. Eckhoff?
Aye.
Mr. Fairfield? Ms. Polk?
Aye.
Ms. Parker?
Aye.
Mr. Swanson? Mr. Featherling? Mr. Miller? Mr. Long? Mr. Hunter?
aye.
Mr. Wheeler? Motion carries.
The last one is the credit card for Nicholas Africano. I don't know, Nick, do you have any comments for the committee, or just answer questions? If there's any questions or not.
Mr. Hunter.
I think this subject has come up before, and I think it's, well, I won't use a descriptive adjective. I move to approve.
Motion by Mr. Hunter, second by Ms. Polk. Any other discussion from the committee? No other discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Eckhoff?
Aye.
Mr. Fairfield? Ms. Polk?
Aye.
Ms. Parker?
Aye.
Mr. Swanson? Mr. Featherling? Mr. Miller? Mr. Long? Mr. Hunter?
Aye.
Mr. Wheeler?
Aye.
Motion carries.
And then monthly claims.
Claims in the packet?
There's one more.
Oh,
I
yeah,
don't
this one, if I could, Mr. Chairman?
Yep.
This one was had to be in the packet because when a board member submits their meeting list to get paid, that is actually a claim. I had to go through this process. It has since been, and Mr. Kirkster can speak to it, he wasn't trying to get paid for the committees that he wasn't a member of. He was just noting for the record, I think, that he was at those meetings. I have to say to the committee that each time that happens, it becomes a claim and it has to come in front of this committee to be approved or not approved. So I would ask that board members don't put all the meetings that they attend, just the ones that they're going to be paid for, or else it has to come to this committee. And I just want to make that clear because it happened this time, but it's happened before. And we just assume that, but the official record if you're at the meeting is actually the video in the minutes. It's noted if you're not on the committee and you're at the meeting. So I would ask that please don't do that because then we have to bring it here to talk about it.
Mr. Kirksher, do you have any comment or?
No, it was, but it was not my intention to get paid for each one of those meetings. It was my intention just to have it noted that I was at.
Just for your
So
record.
I do understand what the chairman, what Mr. Wheeler is saying, and I will be more than happy, and I have complied in the past.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Next is ARPA requests.
Oh, we gotta do the monthly claims.
Oh, sorry, monthly claims. Motions. Mr. Featherling, second by Mr. Hunter. Any discussion on the claims? No discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Eckhoff?
Aye.
Mr. Fairfield? Aye. Ms. Polk?
Aye.
Ms. Parker? Mr. Swanson?
Aye.
Mr. Featherling?
Aye.
Mr. Miller?
Aye.
Mr. Long?
Aye.
Mr. Hunter? Mr. Wheeler?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Motion carries. Now on to ARPA.
All right, first one, Grant Park Fire Protection District. Their request is for $11,005, which is the remaining balance of the $20,000 cap for non-cover government. It's for miscellaneous equipment, leak detector, and some other items that they're looking for a new fire truck vehicle. We previously approved a thermal imaging camera at $8,995, so that combination makes up their $20,000 request. So that's
And this is a reimbursement only.
and reimbursement only, which was the same for the camera. So we actually have not received invoices for that to reimburse them for the first one. So this one will be sitting there, to go as well once they process all that.
Motion to approve, and it's reimbursement only. Motion by Mr. Hunter, second
Polk.
by Mr. Swanson. Any discussion? No discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Eckhoff?
Aye.
Mr. Fairfield? Ms. Polk?
Aye.
Ms. Parker?
Aye.
Mr. Swanson?
Aye.
Mr. Featherling?
Aye.
Mr. Miller?
Aye.
Mr. Long?
Aye.
Mr. Hunter? Mr. Wheeler?
Aye.
Motion carries.
The next one, Moments Park District, it's a request for ADA accessible restroom work. There's quotes and things attached. Their request was for $53,000. Their eligible funding is $10,000 because we've done $10,000 previous funding before for non-covered government to reach their 20. And it'd be reimbursement only as well.
Okay, Mr. Hunter's motion is to approve reimbursement only. Second,
Parker.
Mr. Fairfield. Any discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Eckhoff?
Aye.
Mr. Fairfield?
Aye.
Ms. Polk?
Aye.
Ms. Parker?
Aye.
Mr. Swanson?
Aye.
Mr. Featherling?
Aye.
Mr. Miller?
Aye.
Mr. Long?
Aye.
Mr. Hunter? Mr. Wheeler?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Next one, Kankakee River Conservancy District. The quote was for a boat repair for $19,103.07, which is attached. We would do this on reimbursement only, and I put it as discussed in the internal meeting at the chairman to put the not to exceed at 20,000 just in case if there are changes or overages on the actual repair, and to go up to we're so close to the cap, why not just put the cap in there potentially for this. If the committee agrees, it would be reimbursement only as well.
Can I have a motion to approve reimbursement only?
Parker.
Ms. Parker, second.
Polk.
Ms. Polk. Discussion, Mr. Chairman.
Just an FYI, it's the motor. It's a motor rebuild.
Rebuild.
Yeah, it's the motor. So this is going to be their old motor. It's going to be their backup, because when they're out there pulling logs out of the river and things like that, they obviously need to get in there. So it was a legit request.
Any other discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Eckhoff?
Aye.
Mr. Fairfield?
Aye.
Ms. Polk?
Aye.
Ms. Parker?
Aye.
Mr. Swanson?
Aye.
Mr. Featherling?
Aye.
Mr. Miller?
Aye.
Mr. Long?
Aye.
Mr. Hunter? Mr. Wheeler?
Aye.
Motion carries.
All right, the next one, M&J Catering follow-up. Just to remind the committee, it was tabled at the November 22nd Finance Committee meeting. The original request was for $50,000. The eligible, because of being in the rural county area, would be $10,000 for a small business. It is at this point a startup category business. there was request originally for a business plan, and then we've also asked for if there are activity happening, going on, that provide us information. So there is a new letter attached that the committee has not seen, and a copy of a flyer that was provided us for information, as well as the public commentary that you heard from that's Miles here this morning on this. So that's the one to revisit if this meets the committee's requirements as far as funding or not.
Does this meet ARPA requirements, Steve?
As far as the Treasury, it does meet.
Mr. Hunter.
Chairman, it was appropriate that this matter was tabled for the lack of specificity regarding the business plan and the other criteria as articulated by Mr. McCarty. Additionally, it's my understanding that Ms. Miles had this particular business since 2008, and I may be incorrect in that date. I can speak to the issue of the activity. Monday, I attended, along with Ben and Dell, the ribbon cutting for the Nicor gas line in Pembroke, and she did a marvelous job. The overall activities there were like a 10. Somebody asked me about how it was conducted, and it was amazing. Also, honor goes to our chairman, Wheeler, for his role that's been being involved with that for some period of time, years, on this particular matter. It's my understanding also that Mr. McCarty shared with me, and Ms. Miles shared with me, that additional information has been provided, which we don't have. Based on what Mr. McCarty has indicated, that it meets the Treasury criteria, I'm making a motion to bring this matter back from the table for a full discussion.
Motion by Mr. Hunter, second by Mr. Featherling. Discussion?
10K, that's...
Yeah, 10,000.
Yeah,
And this is just to bring it off the table for discussion.
right.
No other discussion? Roll call. No?
No, we're just bringing it back so that.
No,
To go.
we
Okay.
just bring it back from the table.
Motion to get it on the floor. So it can be a voice vote to take it off.
Okay. Okay, could the first and the second take it off the table? Okay. Okay. So voice vote. All in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries.
Now, is there a motion to approve or?
Now, is there a motion to approve or not approve?
Yeah, I make, Mr. Chairman, thank you very much for acknowledging me. I move to approve for the 10K. This is a minority-owned business, and there are certain inherent vicissitudes, with complying with certain things. And I'm not saying that she has not complied, but she has provided information since the matter was presented before the Finance Committee. It's my understanding also that we can provide further technical assistance without bordering on collusion for the individuals who provide these proposals. And I can appreciate the interface that Mr. McCarty has had with Ms. Miles for this particular matter. And I would therefore move that we approve a request of 10K.
Motion to approve the request for 10K. Mr. Featherling, second. Any other discussion from the committee? No other discussion. Roll call.
Ms. Dreckhoff?
Aye.
Mr. Fairfield? Aye. Ms. Polk?
Aye.
Ms. Parker?
Aye.
Mr. Swanson?
Aye.
Mr. Featherling?
Aye.
Mr. Miller?
Aye.
Mr. Long?
Aye.
Mr. Hunter? Mr. Wheeler?
Nay.
Motion carries.
Next on the agenda, ARPA lost revenue.
Yeah, so the next one is a request from the Kankakee County Recorder's Office. This would be lost revenue. It's online access. Her program and activity of scanning and digitizing documents so that they are searchable online instead of just in the office. The request was modified from $50,000 down to $26,000 as per the discussion between Lori and Chairman Wheeler, Recorder Lori Gadbois and Chairman Wheeler. So it's now at 26,000 requests and eligibility on reimbursement only situation as well.
Discussion?
Well, for motions, I could explain.
Okay. Motion by Mr. Hunter, second. Mr. Long, and this is reimbursement only. Mr. Wheeler.
Well, first of all, it does need to be reimbursement only, because it's coming out of,
Lost revenue.
It's
Okay.
within the county. We don't have to do reimbursement. We're not necessarily worried about her
Okay.
absconding or purchasing something else he shouldn't be doing. But the thing is that we looked at her special funds, our computer fund, and we decided that it could carry the burden of the larger chunk. So we just flipped those two amounts around. The original request was, 50 from ARPA. We just switched them because her computer fund, she's managed that very well in that aspect. So there was no need to do it the other way. Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
We have motions, discussion? If not, roll call.
Mr. Eckhoff?
Aye.
Mr. Fairfield? Ms. Polk?
Aye.
Ms. Parker?
Aye.
Mr. Swanson? Mr. Featherling? Mr. Miller? Mr. Long? Mr. Hunter? Mr. Wheeler? Motion carries.
And then the last one for ARPA is a X-ray machine for the courthouse. I believe this will end up in the basement through the remodel process that's going on. Information connected to it, it's $17,385. This would be from the lost revenue part of ARPA. The vendor is AutoClear LLC.
Mr. Featherling.
I have a question, Mr. McCartney.
Microphone, please.
You have some of the boxes not checked on this one. You usually don't leave them out. I was just wondering if there's a reason why.
With
It
it
just
being
didn't
lost
fall into
revenue,
either place?
yeah, with it being lost revenue, some of the boxes don't apply. So this is kind of a
Doesn't seem like I've seen it
catch-all form. So
before. Okay, thank you.
Do we have any motions? Mr. Featherling? Motion approved? Okay, second. Mr. Long? Any other discussion? No other discussion, roll call.
Mr. Eckhoff?
Aye.
Mr. Fairfield? Ms. Polk?
Aye.
Ms. Parker?
Aye.
Mr. Swanson? Mr. Featherling? Mr. Miller? Mr. Long? Mr. Hunter? Mr. Wheeler? Motion carries.
Thank you, Steve, for everything that you do for this committee.
sure. And
We appreciate it. Mr. Wheeler?
I need some clarification on M&J. That was on reimbursement, correct, for equipment? The request was for equipment, the money, so we need the receipts in order to reimburse, correct?
In the notes, it just said startup in business. I would defer to Mr. McCarty.
I didn't have that down. I don't remember conversation on that regard on that particular one. That's up to it's not a part of the treasuries, but it's up to the committee if it's part of the county's part of this.
That wasn't part of my motion. It was to grant the 10K. I didn't say anything regarding reimbursement.
Okay. It's already passed. Moot.
Okay. Good. Thank you, Steve. Next is the Treasurer's Office, Mr. Africano. While he comes up here, can I have a motion to combine and approve the reports? Mr. Hunter, second by Mr. Featherling. Do you have any discussion on your reports? No? All in favor say aye. Or roll call, sorry. Roll call.
No,
It's voice. Okay. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Did you get enough sleep last night?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't have much to announce other than we're taking prepayments on taxes, and it's starting to ramp up. You can let your constituents know. They probably can't wait. They can pay their taxes early. They want to pay them a little bit at a time. It's available right now. Other than that, I really don't have anything to announce. Questions for me?
Mr. Fairfield.
Mr. Africano, could you possibly explain how that?
Microphone, please. I think it's on. Oh.
Could you explain exactly how that works?
I can. So your taxes, we don't know what the taxes will be till roughly May 1st, right? Because we wait for the tax calculations to come from the clerk. But for this exercise, we assume that your taxes will be the same as they were the year before. That's how we do it. You then can come in. You can do it online. You can come in. You can send a check. You can pay $5 at a time. You can pay $5 one time, $25 the next. You can pay however you want, as many times as you want. And you can set that up online to do that. You can come in and do that, and you can mail in and do that. The only hitch is that by due date, which for argument's sake, let's say is the end of June, if you have $2,000 of property taxes and your first payment is $1,000, by that deadline, you must have paid $1,000. And by the second due date, you must have paid the second $1,000. That's the only catch. And then if you pay more, if your taxes were to go down, we would rebate you what you paid more. And if your taxes would go up by a small percentage, then we would tell you you owe X dollars more to finish out your taxes. It's really seamless. And it seems to be something that the younger crowd likes. And now we're starting to see a lot of senior citizens do it because it's easier apparently with a monthly check coming in to when they get their retirement or their Social Security to be able to put some money down on their taxes. And I think I mentioned it last time, we sold fewer properties last year since I've been here, and we collected more in revenue from those properties we sold. I don't know that that's all attributable to partial payments, but it certainly doesn't help, and the whole idea was to keep people in their homes. So the more people that take advantage of this, the better for us.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
And it actually saves them on interest as well, because if they don't pay the full amount, the other portions go ahead and go out for interest, correct?
Actually, that's a great point, and that's really was one of the reasons it started. So if in the past, before we started this program, if you owed $1,000 and you weren't able to pay $1,000 by that due date, you couldn't pay anything. So you would then be late on your $1,000, and then that would accrue interest. This way, say you can't afford the $1,000, but you paid $800, only $200 would then accrue interest. So yeah, thank you for that.
It saves money for the taxpayers.
Yeah, and it puts money in our treasury sooner, right? So, and we make we're not making great interest, but we're making better interest today than we have since I started. So,
any other discussion?
Thank you.
Next is the auditor's office. There's nobody from the auditor's office, but I had Kelly go ahead and give you guys what I went ahead and sent to the auditor. I believe after the last finance committee meeting, the committee asked me to go ahead and do so. I got a response back.
Could you read it for the record, please?
You want me to read my whole letter, or just as a response?
Well, I want you to read it, what you asked for in your letter for the record.
Okay. Dear Auditor Lee, as the Finance Committee Chairman, I write to ask you to begin attending Finance Committee meetings on a regular basis beginning January 25th, 2023. The interaction between elected officials and relevant board committees is invaluable for our constituents, and I commit to running a professional committee focused on substantive issues. In the spirit of transparency and to provide proper oversight, I ask you to once again provide monthly reports to the committee. Additionally, I hope to understand understand why there's a lack of communication between your office and other offices as it relates to rejected claims. Lastly, it is my sincere wish that you collaborate with this committee and all elected and appointed county officials. Please let me know if I can help facilitate that collaboration, and Happy New Year to you and your family. The reply back I got was, congratulations on your new role. With respect, no. Happy New Year. So, that's where we're at. So, any discussion from anybody on the board members? Mr. Featherlane.
Is there any kind of recourse at all? I was told no before. I didn't know if anybody had looked into it since. We pay him to be to assist in our accounting. He doesn't assist in our accounting, so.
Yep.
I mean, if the garbage man doesn't pick up the garbage, you're not gonna pay the garbage man.
Or the garbage just overfills. Goes into the alley. Point taken. No other discussion? Oh, Mr. Hunter.
Was that, Chairman Wheeler, have you had any discussions with Mr. Lee or his office regarding the absences at all?
No, I haven't. Mr. Lee hasn't been in this building during business hours, as far as I can tell, in 2.5 years, so I haven't had the pleasure of running into him in any workday. So, I do know that he's not an employee. He doesn't have to come to work, as the state's attorney has opined in the past. The taxpayers are funding an office that goes payroll, in essence. But it doesn't seem to matter what I say or what we say. He seems to operate with impunity. And there's nothing we can do about it in terms of the roughly $80,000 that taxpayers are wasting on that position, along with the pension that we're paying for.
I'm still in a meeting right now. I'll call you later. I'm still in a meeting now.
I find it sickening, but apparently it's okay.
Mr. Featherland.
Yeah, Mr. Wheeler, is it, if I don't have to ever come to a meeting and nothing ever happens?
We have per diem. We vote a salary for the
so I don't
position.
get paid not to do anything, but I'm still supposed to do something, all right? I don't get paid
I don't know how to answer
anything.
that. I'm sorry. I'm confused.
You had to show up to the meetings to go ahead and get paid, Mr. Featherland.
Yeah,
So
but what I'm saying, no, is I still have a job to do out in the field. And if I'm not doing a job in the field, then what happens? Say people are calling me and we don't call them back and all that kind of stuff. I mean, I don't get in any trouble for that.
no, that's up to your constituents.
Yeah.
Okay.
And just so the committee knows, I sent this certified mail because I didn't expect to go ahead and get a reply back for an email. So, moving on. Other business. Old or new business. Patrol vehicle purchase.
So I apologize. The sheriff. Let me start at the beginning. The sheriff did find the rest of the vehicles that we were looking for to fulfill the requirement. You may remember that if you do it on a 3-year cycle, then you retain enough value in the vehicle on trade-in because the miles are not through the roof. Then you can go out and buy new vehicles based on that trade-in value, if you will, or the auction value. So in this case, we had already budgeted for these vehicles in capital, so we don't need to approve the vehicles. He needed to go out and get 3 different financing numbers. And as I look through, I've got the 3 here. If anybody would like to see it, I'll submit it to the chairman for part of the record. But the lowest bid was 3.59% on 12 quarterly payments. And that came from People's Bank. So the other ones were not substantially higher, but maybe a full point higher, roughly. So local bank will get the financing. We had 3 bids, if you will. And so we just need approval to move forward on, and he's gonna grab them now. Since it's already budgeted, we can grab them.
That's a good interest rate.
That's a hell of a.
Yeah, that's a really good interest rate right now.
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve, second by Mr. Featherling. Is that voice or roll call?
Roll call.
Roll call.
Mr. Eckhoff?
Aye.
Mr. Fairfield?
Aye.
Ms. Polk?
Aye.
Ms. Parker?
Aye.
Mr. Swanson?
Aye.
Mr. Featherling? Mr. Miller?
Aye.
Mr. Long?
Aye.
Mr. Hunter? Mr. Wheeler?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Mr. McCarty.
Yeah, if I may circle back to ARPA, I had a note just to mention we had organization Orenda Health We have 2 applications from them for different things, and we are using the social services application on the social services program side. So I apologize. I had the note right here and didn't even look at it when I was up there. So I wanted to make sure the committee and that went on the record for this finance.
Thank you. Any other old or new business?
I have at least a piece of information for the committee, if I could.
Okay, Mr. Chairman.
And it deals with an ARPA request that we received. We received a request from the Bourbonnais Township Park District for a substantial amount of money for the Diamond Point Fields. We asked them for a business plan repetitively, and they refused to give us one, so it was never even brought to the committee. We were waiting for them to give us a plan on how they were going to utilize and build a softball field or turf softball fields with only half the money necessary to do that. Since that has happened, I believe 2 weeks ago, the Convention and Visitors Bureau offered to pay $3.2 million to turf all the fields completely on their own. And the Township Park District rejected that offer. So I guess it was never really about baseball and these kids and these families who play travel ball. It was more about shaking down the CVB for $500,000. So I'll put that on the record. So I would like direction from the committee. Should I just throw that request in the garbage? Do we want to hear it? I don't think it's valid anymore because they've already said they're not going to do it. So.
And they never submitted that to us, or they
Yeah,
did?
they submitted it, and we asked for the business plan to accompany it.
And they haven't given it back
They
to us?
never gave us a business plan.
Okay, and it's been quite a while then?
Yeah, I think July.
Oh,
We've been
okay.
asking since July for a business plan, and they wouldn't produce it. So now they've rejected the money from the CVB, the 3.2 million, to do the whole project, which is a complete head scratcher and should kind of show you the motives between the Park District and the Village of Bradley. So, excuse me, the leadership of the Village of Bradley, and the conflict that their finance directors in, being both the treasurer for the Park District and the finance director for the village.
Any discussion? So do we want to go ahead and take this up, or we're just going to go ahead and leave it lay?
I just want to make sure the committee knows that I'm not bringing it forward, and if they want to, they can. They can say bring it. But there's really no request anymore.
Yeah, and they haven't submitted anything to our request, Mr. Featherling.
I can make a motion, we just throw it away, put it to the side.
It's not on the agenda. Can we?
No, we can't?
No, just it's.
You can't
it was
vote?
more. Yeah, we can't really vote right now.
Okay,
It
so we're
says-
just
It asks for
doing
new business, it's new business, isn't it?
informational purposes, as Mr. Hunter states.
you.
So,
Yeah.
okay.
Yep.
So the committee knows. Any other discussion? None. Motion to adjourn. Mr. Fairfield and Featherfield, first and second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.